Looks like we're finally coming on here.
Getting
I think
feedback
you've
from
got, Michael, you've got two devices going, but there we go. Awesome.
Okay, sorry about that. I was on here the other day testing, and I was doing 360 on my laptop without a problem, actually using our 360 cameras.
Okay.
But for some reason today I could see myself and I could see everything working, but for some reason you couldn't hear me.
Awesome. We'll get this squared away. And I did see your pitch with Kevin recently, and I'm just going to do a quick share on this. And
yeah, I just sent him some of my cameras, and he just received them on Wednesday.
That's great. So I'm just going to do an introduction. Thank you, Michael, for coming on today. A lot of us are still enjoying the holiday, which as entrepreneurs, we can take a little bit of time off, but you know how that is. So,
yeah.
So just to give you a little bit of background of me, I've been working my entire life from 6 months old. As some of you have heard, I started in acting when I was 6 months old. And so I've been an entrepreneur literally all my entire life. And from childhood to adult, I've owned multiple companies. I've started multiple companies, including 3 restaurants. And so we are on Pitch Investors Live. So those that are on Facebook right now that are watching, you can download this app on your iPhone or your Android. It's Pitch Investors Live. And you can give a pitch on an idea, a dream, whatever. My message this week is make dreams reality. So it's those in their mindset that say, hey, I can't do anything, or I can't, there's no way that I'm going to compete with what's out there. And but the reality is, yes, you can. So you just have to get it out there in the marketplace. This is a great platform to go after investors like myself and find different people out there to help. You never know who's listening when we're doing these pitches. There may be somebody else that's interested in this, and I'm very interested in this and excited because I've been working on some technology, VR technology, AR technology for the marketplace. But this, when I saw this today, I didn't see it till an hour before, and I tried to read through that 75-page pitch deck. And,
sorry,
it's a lot of information, but it's incredible, and it's right up my alley because this is the kind of technology that we need to make our company reality. So with that said, Michael, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Happy Friday. And tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, and what is 360 Rise?
Yes, well, first of all, Jim, thank you very much for taking the time on Friday, the day after July 4th. So hopefully that was a great holiday. We had a lot of rain here, but the fireworks still went off, so that's good. 360 Rise was originally known as 360 Heroes. We rebranded back in 2016 to 360 Rise, and what Rise stands for is Reality Inside Zero Edges. And we do a whole array of camera systems. I've been doing 360 in general for almost 18 years. And some of the work that I was doing, work for LL Bean in Maine, we were shooting a lot of aerial photography and aerial video through helium blimp technology, a lot of lighter than air solutions. And because we were doing a lot of that over people, you can't use drones. So we were using just a big DSLR on the balloons. But the camera systems could only carry, or the helium balloon systems could only carry about 7.4 pounds. And the camera weighed 7.2 pounds. So I had 0.2 pounds of lift to get that camera in the air. So we were using ultra wide lenses. And when we were doing the project for LL Bean's project, we actually had a huge video downlink that was coming from the helium blimp down to ground control into a large trailer that we had. Well, when we started the project, matter of fact, I thought I was going to be in trouble because I launched the balloon and we're doing the concert and seeing all this stuff. And next thing you know, the state police, the sheriffs, the local police authority, they were like all over my trailer. And the reason why they loved it is because from the air, they could see everything in video down control in our group. Well, one of the state police officers there said, well, can you make this technology see everything in that area? And the problem is I just didn't have enough lift in the balloon to be able to do that. So that's what led me to building a rig like this, which basically allows me to snap in a bunch of series of types of small action cameras. Like this is the Yi action camera using 7. And this will get you about 8,000 by 4,000 pixels. Or you can get into using GoPro type cameras, and these is a lot of my patents are around now. Here's 10 GoPro cameras, and this will get you 12,000 by 6,000 pixels, or up to 24,000 by 12,000 pixels in imagery. Okay. So it really allows you to get amazing resolution, but intense data workflow. I mean, just majorly workflow. So I can shoot 240 frames a second with this, but to process that content takes a good week to put it together. So one of the things that I wanted to be able to do was I want to make a camera system that it does all the stitching inside the camera. So there's I can do 24 megapixel 360 photos with this particular camera. I can shoot 5.7K, but that's using H.265, which not a lot of people can process that content. Right. So we tell everybody, yeah. So we tell everybody use 4K 360 video out of here. And the nice part about it is the output is already in equirectangular format. And what that means is it stitches everything inside the camera so that we can do it live. So if, for example, when I pitched Kevin, you can actually see, I actually have it connected to my computer, and I'm not quite sure why it didn't work today, right. But we can connect the camera and see full spherical view. So while it's sitting in the middle for like video conferencing, it captures everything, the ceiling, the ground, everything all the way around. And what's really cool is because we do everything inside the camera, you don't even need a mobile app or a computer to stitch the content. You can just press the button, it's filming full 360, and then later come back and play it back. And what we've done also is built free players, as well as, and this is part of the help that I'm looking for, is we wrote our own app called the 360 Narrator, which right now, if you want to edit 360 content, you have to subscribe to like Adobe Premiere or Adobe After Effects, right. And you really have to understand how to use those tools. Well, the 360 Narrator is truly dummy proof, and it works on any computer or Mac. So part of the stuff is when we load the video, it works really simple, because what we do is we do proxy editing. So when you load a large 4K video, which might be megabytes or gigabytes in size, we actually turn it into a proxy file automatically. So it allows you to manipulate it and create little planets and create all sorts of different types of your own mixing. And it brings it together really, really easy. So that's basically what 360 Rise has been doing for a long time. And matter of fact, you could probably see it in the back here. We actually made it in the 2015 Guinness Book of World Records for shooting the first HD 360 video on top of Mount Everest.
I saw that. I saw that article. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Now this big old boy didn't make it up there, but my team and camera did. So that's all that's important.
The team, the Mount Everest team, definitely did.
Yep.
Yeah. So really, what are you pushing today? Is it really the Penguin? Is that what it's called? The Penguin camera?
Yep. It's called the 360 Penguin because it kind of looks like a penguin.
Yep.
And what's really nice is the tech that we have inside can be used for just about anything. For example, the structure the way we've designed the inside of the camera, we can put it in automobiles. You can do 360 recording in an auto if you wanted to. You can do, mount it on pretty much anything that you want because it's super, super lightweight. You get about an hour and a half on just a little 1,000 milliamp battery. So it gives us a lot of capability with the tech that we're doing because we're doing stitching inside. So part of my what I'm looking for today is help in marketing. I spent quite a bit of money in research and design to get where we're at today. So I'd like to be able to have help I took out an SBA loan to be able to accomplish that. And we've done it. Now I'm just looking for someone that knows how to market better than I do. I'm an engineer. I can create all these crazy things and stuff like that. But when we did marketing in the bigger camera systems like these, it was very simple because it was very professional. People knew exactly what they wanted. So it was very easy to make that sale. But in the consumer industry, it's a whole new game in marketing and social media and stuff like that. And there's where I basically need the support and guidance.
So really the investment side of things right now is in the Penguin itself, correct?
The Penguin and our software called the 360 Narrator. Okay. And the Penguin, we have many other features. Like I have multiple patents now. And then I also have several new patents that are coming out that allows you to use this for a trail cam, let's say. Okay. With cell phone integration into it so that you can remotely manage and see everything. We also have night vision 360 technology that we've been testing and playing with. We're also doing 360 video stabilization inside the camera so that you don't have to use an app or a computer to do all that, because not a lot of people have a really powerful iPhone 10 or the new Samsung Androids. It allows you to work in every single other device, and that's where we think the consumer side needs it.
Right, for sure.
But
and it reminds me of a lot. I have one sitting over on a shelf here. Is that little flip cam, but it just did video. It didn't do anything else. And I remember at the time on those that the realtors were buying them. A lot of people were buying those cameras, and really from a 360 standpoint, virtual walkthroughs. I was a part of IPEX, if you remember IPEX.
Oh yeah,
I sure I was one of the people involved in doing a lot of those in the pioneer days of many years ago, and it was you shot a picture and it did the 360, which was really, really cool at the time. Things obviously have changed since then. And, but I can see these being used in auto dealerships. I work with a lot of auto dealerships, in auto dealerships for their sales guys doing a 360 view or, and you said you can go live with that, correct? So you can take that live?
Exactly. Because we're doing real-time stitching inside, you can go live to Facebook or YouTube. You can also put it in what they call AP mode, which is access point mode. So if you want, you can You start the connection with your iPhone or your Android, then you tell it to use your local network, and then the camera will just sit there and just broadcast all day long using your local network, and it disconnects, that mobile app disconnects from it and then takes the camera and connects it directly to your network.
So it's like a live cam, continually live cam. Yeah, that's
exactly. And we're constantly refining that. And that's where I'm not sure what happened, because the connection I had before, I can pull audio from here, but here I can just plug it directly into a USB port, USB-C on the bottom, right into the computer. And matter of fact, the Windows will automatically recognize it as a 360 Penguin camera.
okay.
So it'll instantly start broadcasting full 360. And we can also do it through Skype as well as Google Hangouts.
Okay.
As well. We just finished some stuff there. And matter of fact, we just received an email today from Google Street View, where you can use the camera now directly with Google Street View. And then we don't have a GPS in this particular module,
okay.
but when you create a 24 megapixel 360 photos, 90% of the time you're just using an app.
Right.
And we're pulling the GPS signal from that, and we're just embedding that into the metadata of the photo.
Okay, good. Now let me get to the, I did go through the deck pretty fast, your presentation, which was really, really good to get an understanding of your technology. And I did see the page for this. My understanding is that currently you have about 4,200 units of these in inventory. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, we have it's actually closer to 4,000 now, because we ran a holiday special and
okay.
we did pretty decent with that. So, but we have about 4,100 units. So they're all paid for, sitting here. One of the things that we started to do is, this was my original box, and my thinking when I started was the camera is so simple that even a kid can use it.
Right.
But we made a mistake because it looks too kid friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we did was this is our sample that just came in. Now we have a windowed box, a lot more detail, some lifestyle shots.
I love it.
And this makes a new thing. This is only one sample, but they told me that when we're ready, these boxes cost me right around $2 a box, $1.75 a box.
So let me ask the tough questions. So your sales, you've sold about 200, I'm guessing, around that number.
No. To date, we've sold almost 1,000.
Okay, good. And
yep.
When was it released? So that those 1,000 sales, what kind of time frame has that been over?
We released it on our Kickstarter campaign that was successful. It was very close, but I've also learned that there's a lot of prep work before Kickstarter that you should be doing, and I didn't do that. But luckily, we did make our quota. Okay. But that started in November. Okay. So since November, we've sold that, and then since then, B&H has been selling the camera for us. Adorama has been selling the camera for us, and we've been doing a lot of like hunting trade shows and stuff like that, because we also made a really cool vest that you snap it on and the camera sits right on your shoulder. Okay. So now if you're hunting or bow hunting or fishing or anything like that, you're capturing everything all automatically. Matter of fact, we did a really cool an individual here in town that knew nothing about the camera. He wanted to go ziplining over to the Grand Canyon. So we gave him a 5-minute demo. He wore it, did a great video over the top of ziplining over the Grand Canyon, which was really cool. That's
incredible. So you said, how are you getting those sales right, those 1,000 sales right now? Is it really, what kind of acquisition costs do you have in trying to sell one of these at the moment? Are you using any Facebook ads, because your videos obviously would sell it, and just showing the simplicity of it and how you don't need it's basically a plug and play and plug it into your computer and you've got a 360 video. So what are you doing to market that right now? Do you have any marketing in place at all right now?
Right now, no. The only thing that we're doing, and that's what I know that I'm truly lacking, because I just don't have that skill set. And I mean, we've done some experiments with different companies and they just were not successful. Trying to find the right company to help you is not that easy, especially in the consumer world. So we've lost some money there in doing that. But one of the things that we have recently started, and that's about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we now have basically a sales and marketing group that consists of about 12 guys across the country,
okay,
United States. It's called JB Stump, and they're now talking directly to B&H for us, or Best Buys, or those types of companies. They understand that, right, and they work purely on commission.
Okay.
So if they close the deal, then they earn money right along with us. Okay. That's the first thing. And we just started doing that about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I'm pretty happy with what they've done so far. But what they wanted more in almost all the cases is more lifestyle shots, more people using the camera. Mm-hmm. How simple is it to do True. It? So we've been working on trying to get that. And in where we're at, it's usually snow. Yeah. And we finally got some nice weather. So now we're out there capturing boating and shots and stuff like that, getting some really nice lifestyle product images and videos for that.
Yeah, it seems to me like if it was in a Best Buy or something, sitting on the shelf is not really going to sell it. It almost needs like a little kiosk of a video showing the simplicity of shooting the video, plugging it into your computer, downloading it, boom, you get a 360 video along with those lifestyle shots. So I guess the question is, you're starting to get it into retailers. It seems like there's a very good niche for this out there to target specific people that could be using it. Have you ever gone after realtors, like in the real estate market, being they were some of the first predecessors to use virtual technology, but there's realtors, they want to try to show a house to somebody, but to me, it just makes sense to do a campaign for real estate.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, what I'm trying to do now is to the realtors like it. Matter of fact, we have several realtors that own them now. Okay. But a lot of them is they say, well, how do I play it back? Right. Most of the companies don't support it. Like, for example, Zillow just started hosting 360 content, but they're very camera specific. And the reason why they're camera specific is because all those other cameras that are out there, like the GoPro Fusion camera, the Insta360 cameras, those particular cameras require a mobile app or a computer to stitch the content. So companies like Zillow and so forth, they actually have to have a custom app built to be able to publish the content.
Okay.
Unlike this particular camera, if you just have a 360 photo, which all the stitching is done internally, you can just play it.
Right.
But that type of technology hasn't really been developed yet. To be able to play back a 360 photo. Okay. But we have tools now to help companies like Zillow or help other, housing companies or real estate companies that just to play the content. And we have players that we give people to do that. For example, have you ever heard of Serve Pro?
Yeah.
They're the Okay. Those guys have been buying our cameras left and right, which, matter of fact, a lot of their sales has gone to them, because what they're doing now is most of the cameras, as you know, if when they're doing a real estate job or an insurance house that burnt down or got fire, they're out there snapping photos.
Yeah.
But the problem is they get all the photos back and they realize, oh, you missed that, or you missed this over here. So they love the camera that it's less than $300. Matter of fact, we're wholesaling it right now for $149, and still making money on it. And but ServPro, we have the ability to create an online hosting center for them.
Okay.
And then we've talked to them about creating something specifically for them. But that's part of the problem. Not a lot of companies can just play 360 content yet, unless they can get free tools to do that.
Right. So in competitive wise, what is your competition like? Obviously, there's not a lot of competition, being that yours is a all-in-one type of device.
It is, and as far as I know, I don't know of any other direct competitors that are doing onboard stitching in the camera.
Right.
That's the big difference.
Okay.
Because a lot of the companies that are out there now, they require an app. Now, if the content looks stunning, but if I use an older iPhone, like an iPhone 5 or something, to process it, they don't even work. They say you need iPhone 7 and a higher, or an Android device. You can't use just they want Samsung devices or the higher end Motorola devices. If you have an older one, they want you to upgrade. And not a lot of people want to spend $150 on a camera and then go out and buy a brand new phone, and it gets costly.
Yeah, I'm very interested to learn more about this. I definitely, obviously, it's available in the marketplace right now. I want to learn a little bit more about it. I guess the question is, could you take that camera or that technology? Drones are big right now. Can you take that technology? Obviously, you have the more complex systems, but can you take that and put that on to a drone, or have you thought about that technology later down the road?
Yeah, actually, I work really close. I have some very good friends in Clackamas, Oregon.
Okay.
And they're called Aerial Technology, is the name of the company. And I know the owners very well, and I've actually been working with them since 2011. Okay. I've known those guys, and we've built experimental drones. We've done all sorts of different type of tech there. And what's kind of nice is even the little tiny drone, this thing only weighs about 7.5 ounces, 8 ounces. So it's really, really light. So you can, even the tiniest little drones, you can set on it and create stunning 360 content just from that.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I would say this. I can see a lot of gaps, and obviously I own a marketing agency myself, and I can see a lot of gaps that you're missing when it comes to, getting and targeting the right individuals. Because to me, you want to go after the low-hanging fruit right away and get to them and say, hey, here's the technology that's going to increase your sales. I believe it's $249 for the device, or right around $250. Is that correct?
Correct. The MSRP on it is $249.
Okay, which is really, to me, is nothing on cost-wise for 360 technology with what you're offering there. So from, a commodity that to sell it to those particular people, the understanding that it's ease of use, targeting them, to me, you could sell thousands of them, because I remember living in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Alabama, there was, I think, 6,000 realtors in that county, but there was only like 4,000 properties. So there's plenty of realtors around everywhere. In fact, you meet many people and they're realtors. So, so I feel that you're missing a few things. I'd like to set up a call with you and kind of get some better understanding of exactly where you want to go with this. I definitely see the retail side of things, get some purchase orders, but I feel that I could help quite a bit in this. I'm curious to see one. I saw how you printed it out on the 3D printer, which was pretty phenomenal. So I think that's pretty cool. And then, I'd like to learn more, connect with you. The team from Pitch Investors Live will put us together, and we can talk a little bit more, and I can give you some more value, definitely. So let's go from there. I know what your investment needs are, and I'd like to know exactly what you're going to use that investment money for. Obviously, a good part of that is marketing, for sure, and maybe additional inventory. But let me ask you one: what is your margin on one of those? What does it cost you to make it, produce it? I know the packaging that you talked about, $2, but what is the device itself, and what is the profit on that?
The camera right now landed, getting shipping here and dealing with customs and all that type of stuff, is right around 89 landed. And I can actually do better with that. But this was the first test run, and I needed to order a minimum of 5,000 to really get the cost where I'm at.
Right.
But the next batch, I know that I can probably get it right around $50 to $60. Okay. The next batch that I run. So because we've worked out all the kinks in the first round of order. So
have you? This just came to me. Have you looked at any? Because you have patents on this technology. Have you thought about licensing to anybody or any of the big camera guys?
Yeah, we definitely have done that. Matter of fact, Yi Technology currently licenses content from us, okay, or some of our patents now. And we're definitely open to do that.
Right.
That's what I really like about this, is because this is so small. We can take the guts out of this and literally put it in so many different things. And there's, I can't say over the air here, right, but in the pitch deck, there's a particular company that I'm trying to get in touch with to do it in the automobile industry. Yeah. Because it's very inexpensive to be able to do that. And because it's onboard stitching, it makes it easy. And we can also connect that to the onboard diagnostics inside the car. Mm-hmm. So we can pull GPS data out of the car, track hard brakes and things like that, and do that stuff together as well. So because we have the base of that, if we can get connected with licensing to anybody else, we'd be more than glad to work with them and help them use it.
That's awesome. Yep. Okay, Michael, I don't have any more questions. Do you have any other questions for me?
I don't. I've actually did some looking up on you, and I see you're out of Oregon, so I was like, oh, we've been there.
I'm actually out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm out of Nashville. I do have a relative, a cousin in Oregon, and but born and raised in California, then moved to Minnesota and down to the south, and now I'm in Music City, Nashville. So,
that's awesome.
But just Google my name, Jim Paar. Obviously, there's lots of information on me out there. It's all good. There's no mug shots or anything like that.
But same here. No mug shots here either.
But I would say, let's connect. Deani and Diana will connect us. And I'd like to hear a little bit more. I wish everybody a great weekend. and a great Friday. And thanks for taking the time. I really appreciate you taking the time to pitch this to myself and everybody else that's watching. So.
Well, and thank you for taking the time as well. It's exciting to have the means to be able to connect to investors like yourself, and most inventors and entrepreneurs, they really focus hard on their product, and then when they get ready to release it or need to be able to have funds, it's very difficult to do that. If you want to get on Shark Tank, it's a huge challenge. So having tech like this to be able to talk to guys like yourself is a huge asset. And I really hope Pitch Investors really takes off well. And I'm glad to be part of the beginning of it, which is excellent.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And we definitely appreciate those compliments. So have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon for sure.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the holiday weekend.
Thank you.